Okay, we're going to do a pose, a quite challenging pose next, with some arm stretching in it, or arm balancing. So what I want you to do is just interlace your fingers like this, and then I want you to try and draw a figure of 8 with your knuckles. So you're really trying to stretch into all different angles of your wrists and arms. Okay, so be really careful and mindful. We use our hands a lot through the day, so making sure we've got good range of motion in them. And then relax, shake out the hands. We have already warmed up our arms in a sun salutation, but we're going to do a pose, or a variation of a pose, called Scales Tolasana. And basically, this is lifting your own weight with your body, okay, with your arms. Now, that was not even the full expression of Tolasana. You're supposed to put your legs in lotus position and then lift yourself up off the ground like some kind of magic levitation. But we're going to do a version of that we get all of the benefits of it without all of the complexity. Okay, so we are feeling quite warm in the wrist, and as always with any yoga poses, if something's not feeling right, it's not working for you, don't do that pose. Relax, do something that we were just doing previously in our warm-up. Maybe just go back to the wrist figure of 8s, or the sun salutation we did earlier. So what you're going to do is place the hands on the sides of your hips. They might be a little bit further forward towards the front of the chair. And again, it depends on the type of chair that you've got, how much space you've got either side of you. What we're just going to first of all do is put the weight into our heels and almost lift our bum up off the seat and try and put the weight into our arms, and then sit back down again. Shake out the hands, and we'll try it with the breath. So place the hands, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Okay, the next time we're just going to bring the hands a little bit further back, and we're just going to try and lift our left leg and our left hip up off. So make sure that the right foot is firmly placed. We're going to breathe out, and then we're just going to breathe in, press into the arms, lift the left leg up, exhale, lower. And then we'll try the other side. Inhale, lift, press in to the left leg, lift the right, and lower. And then relax. You might just want to give yourself a hug and say, well done. The flow of blood in the arms, and this is quite strong. And obviously we've all got different proportions, and lifting our body weight is actually quite tricky. But you're doing great. The final thing to do is to try to lift both. Now, if you don't want to do this, just go back to doing one, or just go back to sitting up, standing up carefully, and sitting down carefully without using your arm weight so much. But we'll try it all together. Breathing out, setting up the hands, getting ready to press into the arms. And just as before we go, your internal kind of core muscles will help you lift. Almost imagine as you're inhaling, you're holding this energy inside and using your abdomen to kind of help lift your legs, and then relaxing it back down again. And have that belief that you can almost kind of fly. It sounds weird, but it might help you. Okay, arms on chair, breathing out. Breathing in, press into the arms, lift both the legs, and then exhale, lower. And we'll try once more, inhaling, lifting, scales pose, and then exhale, lower. Okay, relax the arms. We will just bring them out to the sides with the palms facing up. We'll put the left arm over the right and just gentle rock side to side. as you breathe out. And then inhale, both arms out to the side. And right arm over left. And rock both sides to side. So quite a challenging pose, scales pose. You're almost this balancing scales in the middle. The next pose we're going to do is more on the legs. Let's give our arms a rest. It's a variation of a pose called lizard pose. And it is a type of lunge. So what we're going to do in this chair pose is actually slightly sit again to the edge. It depends on what type of chair you've got. So you might have a crossbar going across your chair, or you might need to go and get a small pile of books. I have some yoga blocks. You might use a coffee table or some other kind of slightly taller to lift your foot up off the stool. So what we're going to do is sit on the edge, and we're just going to try and bring 1 foot higher and standing on something. So I'm standing on my block. It might be that you want, I should have perhaps at the start just said, if you want to go and get something to put your feet on. This is just the first version with a low footrest. So we're just going to sit up nice and tall. I've got my left foot on a slightly higher than the floor block. And I'm going to move back slightly so you can see me a bit better. I'm going to breathe in. I'm placing both hands on that knee. I'm going to breathe in, lengthen through the spine, and then I'm going to breathe out. I'm just going to lean forward slightly. So you're getting a stretch into your left hip and your left thigh. And then as you inhale, you come up. And we'll relax as you exhale. Place the foot back flat on the floor, and then move your prop or whatever you're able to put your foot on to the right foot. Hands on the right knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, lean forward. So we're getting a stretch into the right hip, the right thigh. Keep breathing here. And then on your next inhale, come back up and replace. Now that might be a variation of lizard you can work with a small step, or we can do a version of lizard standing using the chair. So what I'd like you to do is stand up and come to stand to the side of your seat. So you're going to be able to put your feet on the seat. Now again, everybody's legs are different, everybody's chairs are different, so you need to find something that works for you. I've got a kind of little yoga step that I can put my feet on. So that might work instead, and you could even do this different places. This is just a lunge. So finding something that works for you. I'm going to just place my left foot first of all up on the chair. You can keep hold of the chair back or place the hands on the knee like we just did. Make sure your hips are central, facing forward. You're going to inhale, lengthen, and then you're just going to exhale, lunge forward. So we're getting a stretch into the left hip, the hip that's up on the chair. Only goes far forward as feels comfortable. Still try to keep good alignment. It's just this stretch and hold. Good for the muscles. Breathe oxygen into the muscles we're using. And then an exhale to come out and relax that leg, the muscles we've just used. And then we'll try on the other leg. So placing the foot up on the chair, thinking nice and tall, hands to the knee, or one holding the chair, one on a knee. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, lean forward, lizard lunge. Getting a stretch into the hip, the thigh. Keep breathing. Long leg, long spine, up through the crown of the head. Adjust that stretch into the hip. And then on your next exhale, come out and relax the muscles, relax that leg. The final kind of lizard variation basically involves a little bit of a twist as well. So we'll go back to the other leg. You can stay in the standing position or go back to the seat with the small stool. That's finding a version that works for you. All we're just going to do, and in fact I'm going to do it this way first, we'll do the lunge and then we're going to do a bit of a twist as well. We might find you can bring your hands down on the chair. So as we do a twist, we're looking over, but one hand might come to the chair at the same time. You can find a variation that works for you. The main aim is that we're stretching the hip and thigh on that side. So, foot wherever you'd like. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean. And then inhale, maybe twist. And then exhale, maybe lean a bit further forward again. So this is lizard pose with a chair, standing. Keep breathing. Oxygen into those muscles. Come out if you need to, but we will hold it a little bit longer. Smile. And then relax out on an exhale, coming up carefully, replacing the feet back together. Just noticing how it feels, the difference each side. And then we will try the other side. You might also experiment with how far away the chair is for your lunge. Okay, so well-placed foot, nicely balanced hips, shoulders facing forward. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, lunging, leaning forward. And then inhaling, looking over towards the bent knee and maybe opening the chest. And then exhaling, maybe leaning a bit further forward with the hand on the chair or hand on the knee, whichever you feel is comfortable. This is lizard variation with a twist. Keep breathing, holding if you can. And then on the next exhale, press into that foot. Come up vertical, place the legs back together, and then just shake out both legs, shake out both arms. Tricky pose. Okay, we're coming to sit back down for our next pose. And this pose is called side gate. And we possibly will aim for something called side plank as well. So let's try side gate first. I'm going to sit over to the right side of my chair with my left leg out in front of me. My right leg is pointing out to the side. Okay, so experiment with the position of this leg. You might have it a little bit bent with the foot sort of slightly up on its side, like so, or you might have it kind of flat to the floor and diagonally straight out. Find a position that's comfortable for you. So this leg is not going to make you wonky in your spine. Okay, you're still feeling nice and tall. We're going to place the left hand on the chair. And then as we inhale, we're just going to sweep the right arm all the way up. And then exhale, lean over. So this is like our side stretch. We've got side gate. I want you to stay here just for a breath. Imagine you're leaning back, but there's this length from your fingertips to your toes on that right side. Breathe one last time, inhale, and then exhale, lower the arm, coming back. We're going to try this again on this side whilst we've set up nice here, but we're going to place the palm so that the fingertips are facing away from you. And our second option to make this into a side plank is that we lift up and press into that arm. Okay, so this is incorporating the arm press that we did with this first scales posture with the length and the side gate. So it's called side plank variation. So pressing that palm down, breathing out, ready? Breathe in, press into the left foot, lift the right arm, and maybe lift the hips up off as you press into that hand. Keep breathing, one breath in and out at the top. And then on an exhale, lower. Quite a big stretch, relax, relax, bring the knees back together. Maybe just kind of have a central moment. If you wanted, you could just do relax the head down, dangle here for a bit. Say something central, neutral, that feels nice, and then we'll try it on the other side. So we're sitting towards the left of the chair. The right knee is pointing forward and the left leg is going out to the side if you've got space, making sure it's in a comfortable position for you. So we're going to do side gate first of all. This is just a side stretch. So the hand, the right hand just relaxes on the seat. Breathing out. Breathe in, sweep the left arm all the way up. And then breathe out, stretch over. So feel a really nice stretch all the way from fingertips to toes. Stay here as you breathe out. And as you breathe in, lengthen. And then breathing out to release, coming out of the pose. So it's quite strong on all of that left side. If you want to just shake the leg, arms, we're going to attempt either repeat that side gate we just did, or we'll turn it into a side plank by lifting the weight onto our right hand. So setting up that hand ready, firmly planted, breathing out. Breathe in, sweep the arm, press into the right arm, lift and then stretch. So really feel strong through that whole of the left side. Breathing out, breathing in, lengthen, and then breathing out, sitting back down, relaxing, and then bringing the knees back together, sitting in the center, maybe just using the back of the chair to relax after those tricky advanced poses adapted for chair.